Hello everyone, this is Siddesh Kumar Utke, working as Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department, Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. So today we'll be discussing on the second part of basic human aspirations. Learning outcomes. At the end of this session, students will be able to indicate about the priority among the basic requirements in order to fulfill human aspirations. The following contents will be discussed in this particular video lecture, that is about priority. So when it comes to priority, now we have the three requirements in order to fulfill the human aspirations, which we have discussed in the previous lecture, that is right understanding, relationship, physical facility. Now to identify the priority order, find out what is fundamental. What is going to facilitate the other? What is the relative importance? All three of them are required. Right understanding in the self is a priority because only with right understanding we can ensure fulfillment in relationship and we are able to make out how much physical facility is required. Therefore, right understanding is the first priority. As we discussed, the problems in the family are more due to lack of fulfillment in relationship rather than lack of physical facility. It indicates that relationship is more important than physical facility. So to take an example, a lady teacher was attending one of the evening human values workshop. 2 days after the topic on relationship and its priority was discussed, she shared her experience. She was in the kitchen while her two sons, aged about 5 and 8 years, were playing cricket inside the house. Hearing the sound of a shattered window pane, she rushed out of the kitchen. But before she reached the children, she recollected the priority. Now this is just in her assumption, yet she was able to see that relationship is certainly a higher priority over physical facility. I can get the window pane repaired for a few rupees, but it would take much more if I were to lose the affection from my children, she thought. She asked the boys, "I hope you are not hurt," while she collected the broken glass pieces and put them in the dustbin. "We are okay," said the older one. And as she was going back to the kitchen, the younger one said, "Won't you beat us?" Because he had a good idea of his mother, who in a state of unawareness valued physical facility more than children's feelings. It is interesting that out of these three, today generally we are not taking care of the first priority. We are not taking care of the second priority, that is relationship. The major focus is on the third priority, that is physical facility. Could you see this? Can you say that our major focus is not on right understanding in the self, not on fulfillment in relationship, but the major focus is on physical facility? And now you can see that if we are not focusing on the first two priorities and we are only trying to work with physical facility, where will we end up? Similarly, if we take care of all three of them, what is the result? What is the outcome? If we are only working for physical facility, the outcome is depicted as below: deprivation and exploiting others. At the level of physical facility, we are feeling deprived and we are making the others deprived or exploiting others. When we don't have right understanding about relationship in the self, we are not able to ensure fulfillment in relationship. Therefore, we are unhappy within. When we are unhappy within, we are going to make others unhappy, isn't it? To exemplify this point, we particularly ask mothers, when do you shout or beat the child? When you are comfortable within or uncomfortable within? The answer is simple: uncomfortable within. When you are unhappy within, you make the others unhappy. You can find this out for yourself. In the interactions with family members and friends, if we don't have right understanding about relationship, we don't know about their feelings, about the feelings in relationship. If we have not ensured those feelings in us, we are unhappy within. In that state of unhappiness, we are not able to ensure fulfillment in relationship. We make others unhappy. This is one outcome. The other outcome is that if the right understanding is missing, we are not able to identify our need for physical facility. Now, if we are not able to identify our need for physical facility, then regardless of how much physical facility we accumulate, we never feel that we have enough. We keep wanting more. This feeling of not having enough is the feeling of deprivation. Now, if we have a feeling of deprivation, will we think of nurturing others or exploiting others? Find it out. Again, the answer is simple. We will think of exploiting others to get more and more physical facility. If we do not know how much physical facility we require, we will never have a feeling of prosperity, regardless of how much we accumulate. The accumulation of physical facility may go on increasing. But our feeling of depression will continue, and if we feel deprived, we think of depriving others, exploiting others, and accumulating more and more. If you look around, there are generally two kinds of people today: those lacking physical facility, unhappy and deprived. Those having physical facility, unhappy and deprived. Do you see these two types of people? Do you see people who don't have enough physical facility and they are deprived and also unhappy? Do you see people who have lots of physical facility but still they don't feel that they have enough physical facility? Such people do not have the right understanding of their need for physical facility. So they keep feeling deprived and unhappy. Try to find out where you are. Are you at first position, that is not having enough physical facility, unhappy, deprived? Or the second option, you are having physical facility, you are still unhappy and deprived. You see, the whole concept of what is called development today largely takes us from 1 to 2. While working for development, we are focusing on a good outside environment, lavish infrastructure, etc. Is it sufficient for your happiness and prosperity? The nice apartment, 24-hour electricity, running water, laptop, mobile, big car, wide roads, trains, planes, and all this may be required. However, is it sufficient to ensure continuity of your happiness and prosperity? Through education, if we are focused on that good job, just for a high salary and more physical facility, without having clarity and on how much is required, it can only take us from 1 to 2. And it can never ensure happiness, prosperity and continuity of the two. Whereas, we really want to be in the following state, that is having physical facility, happy and prosperous. Find out what is naturally acceptable to you, to be in a 1, 2 or 3. It is easy to see that what is naturally acceptable want to be in the state of 3, that is of having more than enough physical facility, happy and prosperous, isn't it? However, where are we today? At 1, 2 or 3? And even more important, what is our effort for 1, 2 or 3? Now, if we are able to ensure all 3, that is right understanding, relationship and physical facility, in that order of priority, let us see the outcome. Through right feeling in relationship based on right understanding, we can ensure mutual happiness, happiness for ourselves as well as happiness for others. With right understanding, we can identify the need for physical facility. We can also learn how to produce using a mutually enriching production process. Once we are able to ensure the availability of more than the required physical facility, we have a feeling of prosperity, isn't it? Now ask yourself, when you have a feeling of prosperity within you, will you think of nurturing others or exploiting others? Think about it. When you can see that you have a more than what is required, that is, you have a feeling of prosperity, You will naturally think of nurturing others and not exploiting them. You will think of helping others in their effort for prosperity. If someone is thinking of exploiting others, it simply indicates that he has a feeling of deprivation, not of prosperity. So, right understanding plus relationship leads to mutual happiness. Right understanding plus physical facility leads to mutual prosperity. In this way, with right understanding and fulfillment in relationship, we can ensure mutual happiness. With right understanding and enough physical facility, working with rest of nature, we can ensure mutual prosperity, mutual enrichment. Therefore, by ensuring right understanding, relationship and physical facility, we can ensure happiness and prosperity for ourselves and work for happiness and prosperity for others. These are the following references. Thank you.